What's going on, guys? It's Jordan back today with today's second video. And in today's video, we're going to take a look at Stellar Lumens and see what it's doing on the 4-hour chart. And we're also going to take a look at the longer time frame to show you guys exactly how this bull market is playing out exactly like it did back in the 2017 bull market. So if that sounds good to you guys and you guys are new to the channel, once again, press that subscribe button down below. I'm going to know if you guys press it, and I definitely appreciate every single one of you guys that presses that subscribe button. So as we jump right on into the 4-hour chart here, guys, as you guys can see on Stellar Lumens, we are getting a dump. But guys, you know how this market works, right? When Bitcoin gets a dump, we see the altcoins get a dump as well. And this is exactly what is happening right now. An altcoin could be so bullish, the technicals could be so bullish on an altcoin, but if Bitcoin decides, I'm going to take a little break, right, the altcoins are going to dump with it. So right now we're seeing Stellar Lumens get a decent sized dump. What I like to see right now is Stellar Lumens is not dumping as much as Bitcoin is, and we're seeing that overall in the market, right? We're seeing Ethereum, Chainlink, and Stellar Lumens really not dump as much as Bitcoin. Bitcoin's really dumping right now, and the altcoins are kind of lagging behind Bitcoin in a good way, right? Not dumping as much. We want to hold this green line here, right here at about 28.7 cents or 28.8 cents. Sorry, we want to hold that, and we do not want to get a 4-hour close below that. If we get a 4-hour close below that, my next target would be all the way down here at 22.9 cents. Just because we went literally straight up, right? And if we go straight up and we break this again, we're going to go straight back down to this. And why is this my level? Well, that's our local top back here, right? And if we do break, if we happen to break that 22.9 cents mark, which I don't think we're going to go that low, but I just want to give you guys my target if we do go that low, would be to retest the top of our channel that we were back in earlier this month. So we would dump back down to the top of this and retest the top of this as support, before moving back up and getting a bounce. Now that's if Bitcoin continues to dump farther, and that's if the altcoins decide they want to follow it, right? We could be due for an altcoin season. Who knows, right? No one really knows what's going to happen right now. So these are just my 3 downwards targets. If we do get a bounce to the upside, we want to break this red line here, which is about at 32 cents, which has been our resistance, for the last couple of days here. We're pretty much just range bound between 32 cents and 29 cents pretty much. So until we break out of this, for which way, we don't really have a way to go. If we break that, like I said, guys, we break this 29 cent mark, we're going back to 23 cents. If we break this 32 mark, I think we're going to go back up and retest the top here at about 38.3 cents. So that's my short-term, upwards and downwards targets, right, for Stellar Lumens. Now we're going to take a look at the weekly chart. And on this weekly chart, guys, everything is looking the exact same as it did in the last bull market. If we zoom in a little bit better here, you guys can see how this looks, right? So over here, right, back here in the last bull market, we had this green line, which was our old bear market resistance. You guys can see how many times we got rejected off that, right? And then we finally pumped up above it, and then we came back down and retested it as support before getting a couple massive weekly candles to the upside, right? We absolutely blasted off there. And we're doing pretty much the same thing now, right? Our bear market support, where we got rejected multiple times. We didn't come all the way up here, but I can still count that. Coming back up, retesting it as support, and now we're getting that massive weekly candle before that I think is going to set up for a couple massive weekly candles in a row, right? Doesn't have to happen that way. That's just the way I am seeing the charts personally right now. It's almost flipping, our old resistance is new support, which you guys know I always say is the most bullish thing that we can do in a bull market. So that is the one reason why I see these two playing out very, very similarly. Also, guys, what I think is pretty similar too is we retested basically our second local high, right? So this was our all-time high, right? We had our first impulse up. We went and retested that perfectly, right, the second time, right? You guys can see we pumped up to that, retraced down to our support, and then pumped. We did the same thing this time, right, where we came back down, retested the support, and then we pump to our next local, pretty much our second impulse high there, before, you know, it is possible we come back down again, but I don't think that is what's likely going to happen, right? So like I said, guys, if we see Bitcoin dip, it could dip a little bit lower. But also what is similar here is on the RSI, right, on our way through the bear market into the bull market, we kept making higher lows on the RSI. We did the same thing down here, guys. You guys can see we kept making higher lows on the RSI. Now, what's interesting on the weekly RSI is we got into that overbought territory. And we did the same thing on that impulse, this first impulse here back in 2017. We got into that overbought territory. Got into the overbought territory. We came back down a little bit, right? We retraced back down here. And then we got a super impulse on the RSI, which bolted us very, very high upwards. You guys can see the same thing is kind of happening now, right? Where we came back down, right? And now we're super impulsing up. So it's pretty similar thing is happening on the RSI as well. And could we see a massive high on the RSI coming very, very soon, which impulses up past all-time high? It's very, very possible. And this is looking very, very similar to me for multiple reasons on the long term. So I just wanted to bring you guys that as well. But there also is the bearish possibility that we come back down and retest this one more time before moving up, or retesting this as support here before moving up as well. So that is the longer term on Stellar Lumens. Now let's switch on over to the Stellar Lumens Bitcoin pair. You guys, we have this fractal that I keep here that we've been talking about ever since I started making videos pretty much. That Stellar Lumens does the same type of pattern each time it has a massive impulse. I'm not going to go over explain the full thing again, but it's pretty much it retested as a resistance 2 to 3 times before and has 2 bottoms before getting a massive impulse. Same thing here, guys. Retested it twice, 2 bottoms for a massive impulse. Same thing here, right? We have our resistance, comes back down and makes 2 bottoms, massive impulse, and we do the same thing now, right? We have our resistance here, came 1 bottom, 2 bottoms, and massive impulse. And it's usually right preceded by a bullish divergence. And we had lower lows on the RSI, higher lows on the RSI, higher lows on the RSI, lower lows in the price action, which should eventually pump us up past this resistance. Now, it is possible it could come back down again, right, and then break the resistance. But either way, I think this RSI and this bullish divergence is going to push us upwards. And we're going to see a massive rally on this pair, like we've seen 3 times before, right? So that is the Stellar Lumens Bitcoin ratio as well, guys. Just a quicker video on Stellar Lumens today. Not much to talk about until we actually learn what Bitcoin's going to do in the short term. Is Bitcoin going to keep dumping down to 30K, right? 20K? Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? And the altcoins are going to follow what Bitcoin does, unfortunately. So we have to wait and see what Bitcoin does before we can make any type of further predictions, right? So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Like I said, guys, if you guys are new, press that subscribe button down below. I'm going to know if you guys press that subscribe button. I will know. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video.